As the nationwide egg shortage continues, prices are still soaring. Where can you find the best deals in San Diego? I'll have that story coming up.
A parole hearing today for a man accused of brutally murdering a 16-year-old boy here in Scripps Ranch in 1988.
This is new. We didn't find any other research like this.
A first-of-its-kind report giving unprecedented insight into San Diego's Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander community.
The city of Oceanside wants to build a 199-unit low-income apartment complex on this hillside at the end of a cul-de-sac. Neighbors say they're okay with that, but they do have a major concern.
Everything you could possibly need with a smile. OB Hardware celebrates 105 years in business.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now.
We begin tonight with a nationwide egg shortage that's leading to higher prices, and now the USDA is warning Americans should expect prices to rise even more this year. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. An outbreak of bird flu has led to empty shelves in some places and higher prices. CBS 8's Shannon Handy has more on the nationwide shortage and where in San Diego you can find eggs for the best prices.
Federal data shows egg prices have risen 60% since last year, and they're expected to go even higher. Now, I did not have a problem finding eggs today, but I did discover it makes a big difference depending on where you go. There's no shortage of customers at Hilliker's Ranch in Lakeside.
We've been coming here for years.
And they're the best eggs in town.
But there is a shortage of eggs.
Right now, the egg business, well, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Owner Frank Hilliker says a nationwide bird flu outbreak has forced farmers to kill millions of birds, leading to less product and higher prices.
It's mostly hurting the consumer because typically eggs are, $3, $4, $5 a dozen, and right now they're $8, $9, $10, $12 a dozen.
Frank's eggs start at $5. He's been able to keep prices relatively low because he only sells eggs that originate on his farm, but he has had to implement a one-egg product limit due to the influx of customers coming here who can't find them someplace else.
We want to try to keep as many people happy as possible.
If you're trying to find eggs in other parts of San Diego, it didn't seem to be a problem for me today. So based on the 5 stores I went to today, the issue isn't finding eggs. We found them everywhere. It's finding the best price for eggs. For example, I found the cheapest eggs at Trader Joe's in Pacific Beach for $3.49. At Sprouts in Claremont, they start at $3.99 a dozen. Trader Joe's had a 2-carton limit. Sprouts' limit is 4 dozen. At Vaughn's in PB and Claremont, they were $7.99 without a limit. Finally, the most expensive place I found eggs was at Target, where the ones in stock started at $9.89.
The whole economy, we've all been hidden with all these little things. Well, after a while, these things start to add up.
Back at Hilliker's, Frank hopes to keep prices down and product in for as long as possible. That means taking extra precautions to ensure his flock is safe. While bird flu is spread through contact with sick birds or their droppings, Frank isn't taking any chances. Right now, school field trips are on hold, and biosecurity, which includes disinfecting employees and trucks coming in and out, has been heightened to avoid anything or anyone unknowingly spreading the disease.
Could we get it tomorrow? Sure, we could, but we're just doing everything we can to keep it away.
Shannon Handy, CBS 8.
Thanks, Shannon. Early tomorrow morning, about 1,400 volunteers will hit San Diego's streets for the annual point-in-time count of people experiencing homelessness. The count is used to help public and private entities better understand the challenge they're facing. It also gives them a better picture of the homelessness crisis in San Diego County. The fastest growing group of people experiencing homelessness in recent years is older adults. We talked with Paul Downey, who's with Serving Seniors and who was a part of the count last year.
It's always awkward at 4 o'clock in the morning waking somebody up to do an interview with them about why they're there, how long they've been there, those sorts of questions. But several people were folks that regularly came to the center, and a couple of them I actually didn't know that they were experiencing homelessness.
According to last year's data, more than 10,000 people were experiencing homelessness in San Diego County. That's a 3% increase compared to the previous year. The data also found that of the seniors who were unsheltered, 40% of them were homeless for the first time. The County Board of Supervisors has voted to move forward with Supervisor Monica Montgomery Stepp's new plan to help homeless and low-income residents who are dealing with mental illness. Plan calls for adding up to 30 acute psychiatric beds at Paradise Valley Hospital in National City. It also aims to hire more behavioral health staff and expand outpatient programs so people can continue to receive the care they need when they are discharged from a hospital.
The San Diego Unified School District is once again getting good grades on the nation's report card. Results from the 2024 National Assessment of Educational Progress show math and reading scores for 4th and 8th graders in the district are holding steady. That contrasts with declining reading scores nationwide. 4th graders in the district made big improvements in math scores, going from 34% proficient in 2022 to 41% proficient in 2024, which is nearing those pre-pandemic levels.
In a few years now, since we've been out of the pandemic, and our teachers are hard at work inside of the classrooms to help get our students on track and back at the standards that they need to be.
The district had the 2nd highest 8th grade math scores and the 6th highest 4th grade math scores among large urban districts nationwide. Congratulations. San Diego Unified is now changing how it handles reports of sexual harassment. Those reports will now go through the new Office of Investigations, Compliance, and Accountability, or ICA for short. Since 2023, the district has received more than 3,500 reports through ICA's online Ethics Point reporting system. Each case is assigned to an investigative specialist. Officials say if an incident occurs, it should be reported immediately through the ICA online system or by email. This after the Education Department last year found the district failed to properly respond to sexual harassment complaints brought forward by students.
A parole hearing was held today for the man convicted of killing a 16-year-old Mira Mesa High School student in 1988. After more than 3 decades in prison, Mark Radkey still says he's innocent. CBS 8's David Goffredson attended the hearing remotely and talked with the victim's sister after parole was denied.
We had a 16-year-old junior at Mira Mesa High School who was on yearbook staff, who had a girlfriend, who had a lot of great friends.
The family of Jeffrey Rudiger can only imagine what his life would have been like if he had not been brutally murdered in 1988.
He wanted to be a marine biologist. He had so many hopes for the future, and those will never be able to come to fruition.
Kelly Rudiger, her 2 brothers and mother all attended a parole hearing Wednesday where they came face-to-face on Zoom with Jeffrey's killer. No cameras were allowed in the hearing.
Well, this is our 4th parole hearing that we've had to go through after a very lengthy trial 34 years ago.
Mark Radkey was age 21 at the time of the murder. He's now age 58, serving 25 years to life in San Quentin. At the time of the killing, Radkey worked with the 16-year-old victim at the Chuck E. Cheese restaurant in Scripps Ranch. Prosecutors believe Radkey lured the victim to a meeting, then handcuffed him and stabbed and beat him to death. The motive unknown. Deputy District Attorney John Cross spoke at Wednesday's hearing. Quote, "The inmate's hands were red and swollen with cuts and abrasions. The jacket he was wearing had blood stains. He had blood on his car, a hammer missing from his family's home, and he purchased handcuffs a short time before the murder." But Radkey continued to proclaim his innocence, saying he discovered Jeffrey's bloody body in a Scripps Ranch industrial complex and then failed to report it to police. "I did not kill Jeff. I am not a violent person. When I found Jeff's body, I went into denial mode. I made mistakes when I was 21, and I learned from them and paid for them." In the end, parole was denied, the parole officer telling Radkey his version of events simply was not plausible.
Someone in our family will be present at every hearing and court proceeding. So whether it's my mom or myself or my younger brothers, somebody from our immediate family will be everywhere.
Radkey will be eligible for another parole hearing in 3 years. In Scripps Ranch, David Goffredson, CBS 8.
Thanks, David. Firefighters continue to make progress against the Border 2 fire. As of their most recent update, within just the past hour, CAL FIRE tells us it is now 96% contained. That is up from 90% earlier today. The fire has burned more than 6,600 acres, and while it's not expected to spread any farther, evacuation orders will likely be in place until the fire is fully under control. There have been no reports of injuries or structure damage. The cause is under investigation. A groundbreaking new study highlights the various needs within San Diego's Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander community.
We'll have details on that still ahead, plus the deadline for federal workers, including some here in San Diego, to respond to President Trump's buyout offer.
And later, the concerns from people in Oceanside over an affordable housing complex going up in their neighborhood.
It was another cool day out there. Current temperature 58 degrees for downtown. Now, our rain chances have dried out, but we are looking at them picking up again next week after a weekend warm-up. All those details are coming up.